Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, I am Senate Steve. It is a little windy out here today, so if you do got or you're gonna complain about bad audio, please just go ahead and click off now. But here is a 2004 Jeep Liberty, and it actually has a leaky water pump. As you can tell, it's leaking here, and it's also leaking on the backside down through here. So I'm gonna do sort of a how-to on water pump replacement, and this one actually went ahead and knocked out the alternator too. It's probably been leaking for some time. As you can tell, like, the bottom of the alternator is soaked, and with it leaking, it's getting on the belt and just slinging everywhere. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of it, and it's actually a pretty simple job. So good morning, guys, and welcome to the channel. If you guys want to win one of these, head on over to senditstevemerch.com and place your order now. For every item you buy is one entry. Buy 2 items, 2 entries, 3 items, 3 entries. You get the gist of it. But if you want to win one of these, I will be giving away one in 9 days. Less than 9 days away, you will be able to win one of these. So October 19th at 11:59 p.m. 2019, I will be ending the giveaway. You will win one of these, and they are fun. As you can tell, you can make ramps out of anything. I'm using a basketball and just a board. You will have fun with this thing. It's freaking gnarly. So again, you guys will not win this one. You will win a brand new one, so you don't have to worry about me beating this one all up, because this was just for promotion. I mean, not a bad gig. I get to buy something, have some fun with it, and then give a brand new one away to one of you. So head on over to senditstevemerch.com. Get your entries now. Let's have some fun. Woo! All right, roll the footage from today. Okay, so first thing you're going to do is disconnect the battery a while. Go ahead and get that out of the way. And then the next thing that I do is I try to remember your belt routing. Obviously, I've done a few of these, so I know where they go, and you're going to go ahead and take off your belt. So go ahead and pry that back. You can then come up here. Obviously, I need a second hand, drop the belt, and you're good to go to let that back. So another thing, if you got to change the alternator, it's pretty simple. It's 3 bolts. There's one here, one there. I'm gonna go ahead and do them real quick, as I already have them loose, and I decided, what the heck, I might as well make the video. It doesn't hurt me to make a video. It actually hopefully will help somebody, and that's sort of why I do what I do. So there's a bolt here. Oh, I'm actually tightening now like a goober. Bolt here. Then on the other side, there's a bolt. And your alternator will come right out of place when those 2 bolts come out. You can wiggle. If you had 2 hands, you could hold the alternator out of the way. It'd be so much easier, but I only have 1 hand because the other one's holding a GoPro. So 3 bolts, get your alternator out. 4 bolt is your power wire for the top there. Lift it out of the way, and you're good to go. So if that was just your job, that would be your alternator, and it'd be super, super easy. However, we're not done there, and we got to do the water pump. So with the belt out of the way, I'm actually going to go ahead and remove it the whole way, because it's just going to be easier for me. Plus, I know the routing, so it's not a big ordeal. But you're going to have to remove, there's a pulley down here. As you can see, this pulley right here. So we're going to go ahead and get that disconnected, and then that'll free us up to all the bolts around the water pump. So give me 1 second, let me get that loose, and we'll get that out of the way. With that out of the way, like, you can then see your water pump failure. And it's a good thing that we're doing this now, because I don't know how much longer that would last. So this bolt was the one that you had to get free. I'll go ahead and get my ratchet, get that one out of the way. And these G37s are actually pretty easy to do water pumps on. So if you guys are scared, luckily I'm on my trailer. But if you guys are scared to do them, they're simple. Jeez, I'm dropping everything today. But there you have it. Pull that pulley out of the way. Now I will spray that one off, because it definitely has a lot of coolant everywhere. But yeah. So now you'll grab a 13 mil, and with this job, it's very simple. You'll need a 15 and a 13 mil to do everything, and that's unless you disconnect the battery for the alternator, then you need a 10 mil also. But 3 simple tools. You can use a ratchet or You might need a little extension, but I doubt it. So let me go ahead and get the water pump out of the way here, and we'll be good to go. All right, now you can see there's definitely different length bolts, and that's why I took it out the way that was. I knew that it was going to be this way, and I wanted to show you guys that you got to remember your location. As you can tell, short, 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 long, long, and on this side, long, short, short. So if you guys don't remember, this is a good way to do it, and you can look back on my video. But 2 long, 1 long, short, 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 short. So the bottom ones are all short, very, very top one's short, the rest are long. Not sure if that'll help anybody, but I hope it does. So let's get this, let's go get the new parts, and we'll get this thing back together and get it back to my neighbor. Look at the Subaru Baja. That's for when you want a truck, but your girlfriend won't let you get a truck. All right, also one of the things you're gonna wanna do is, you can tell like there's residue all over. Sorry about moving the camera so much, but you can tell there's residue all over. So you want to get yourself a piece of like 500 or 600 or some kind of sandpaper of some sort, and just go ahead and clean up the surface. As you can tell there, it's going to be a clean surface, or they actually make a tool to clean this off, and you can use like a cutoff wheel with a light polishing disc, things like that. But definitely want to clean the surface. So let me set this over to the side and we'll get it cleaned up. All right, well, that looks like it's going to match up absolutely perfectly, so we'll go ahead and just transfer our bolts and be ready to rock and roll. So set it like that, this one over, this one over, this one up. And normally I wouldn't do this, guys, and normally I know where they go, but I'm doing it for video's sake. Why not, right? Bingo. All right, let's get her put back together. We got the gasket in, and on this, it's a rubber seal. You don't actually have to put RTV. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. So now that it's cleaned up, we'll get her all tossed back on and get her back on the road. Alrighty, now with that, I say grab a regular ratchet and kind of go around them. Don't rely on your Milwaukee if you have one. Definitely go around it, and if you've done this type of stuff, you know about how tight they need to be. But there is probably a torque spec on there, but we're good to go. We're Senate Steve approved. All right, go ahead and get your alternator tossed into place here, and we're plugging and chugging, guys. I freaking love that saying because I feel like you guys love it. And if you don't love it, then what's wrong with you? Plug and chug till you love it. Alrighty. It's hard to do with one hand for sure. Maybe I do need to use the chest mount or the chesty, but nah. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and put my power wire up there a while, just because it's easy and we're there, so why not? This is definitely a super simple job, guys. I think anybody could do it, and if you're on the fence about it, try it. I mean, you can't really go wrong short of remembering all the bolts going back in place, whether it be the alternator job or the water pump job. I think you guys can handle it. If you guys are this far into the video, I have faith in you. Get out there and try to do this yourself. If you know anybody that needs it done or whatever, just get out there and try it. I think you guys got it. Like I said, guys, use a regular ratchet if you don't have, or if you have a Milwaukee, use a regular ratchet to just kind of get a feeler with your hands on how tight everything is. I would not recommend doing it without, or with just the cordless. Also, do not forget to put your pulley on, and your pulley here will line up with the actual the tensioner that's on the block there. So make sure that goes in the right place and you don't have that knot in the right location, otherwise it will wobble and it will not work well. So again, grab your ratchet then and retighten that, make sure that's good, but then you'll want to spin that, make sure it's not, you know, crooked or wobbling, because if it's wobbling, you're not centered and you need to recenter it. Let me go ahead and get the belt on. All right, sorry about any of the wind noise, but there you go, you got your belt back on place. And in case you guys don't know, or you guys are nervous about maybe forgetting the belt diagram and things like that, there's one on the car, bam, right there. So you're good to go, as long as you got all your makes and models and everything right. Now, some vehicles will have, like, if this was a 4-cylinder too, it'd have them both laid out here both ways, but that's obviously the only configuration for this, so good to go. Let's get some coolant in it and get it fired up. Another pro tip, if you are new to the channel and you didn't watch me do any kind of water pumps or anything like that, it's easier to turn the gallon up and then lean it down in. Don't try to pour like you're, you know, pouring a glass of milk. Pour it as need be. And you won't spill any. Not a drop, as you can tell. Also, since you guys are into saving, you can get the all makes and model and then get the full concentrate, and this is actually the same price as if you buy the 50/50. So then you just go ahead and mix it, grab another gallon from what you have, fill that half with water, dump it in there, then top this off with half water, and you saved yourself literally $14. So pro tip, send it Steve, you can thank me later. Send it Steve, pro tip, you can thank me later. Oh, spilled a tad bit there, but that's all right. The way this thing was leaking, it was slinging it everywhere anyway, so let's get her fired up. All right, guys, normally when I get a job done like this, you'll sit here and just hold it around 2,000 RPMs until you hit the hear the cooling fan kick on, and just make sure it's not overheating. Then I'll normally go ahead and shut the car off for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and try to start it back up, see if there's any coolant that needs added or anything like that, and then you're usually pretty good to go. Now, if you get air pockets and things like that, you're obviously going to have to still bleed the system, and there's a couple different ways to do it, but these ones here are pretty simple. So if you get out there and do it yourself, you'll be good to go. So let's get it off the trailer here. This job would have been so much easier to do not on a trailer, but I mean, hey, I was just kind of in a rush. She had kind of a short time frame, and so did I, so I was like, we'll just leave it on here, and now I can call her and tell her to come get it. Until she gets here, I'll get this thing off the trailer. So there you guys have it. If you guys like the content, again, I know some of you guys love the how-to videos and things like that, and I get very good responses and things when I do it. I mean, this is a very common vehicle, so if you guys ever need a how-to on how to do a water pump or an alternator, there you have it. So there you guys have it. Again, if you like the content, please smash that like button, please subscribe, and don't forget to jump over to senditstevemerch.com. Show some support to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. It all goes right back into the channel. So again, guys, thank you and take care. Have a great day. Oh, and don't forget, always help out when you can. Been sitting here running now for about 25 minutes or so. Everything looks good. I'm gonna shut it off. You can tell that's actually the coolant level right here. So it's gonna be pretty good. There's the fan. You can hear the fan kick on. I'd say you're good to go. I look underneath, no drops, no mess, no anything like that. I mean, this thing is an oily mess underneath, but nothing fresh on the pavement there, so I'd say we're good to go. Let's, well, get rid of it. I'm done with it. Goodbye. See you later.